I'm telling you, Eliza Blue is full of more tricks than a cheap Las Vegas hotel room. Just when you thought she couldn't dig the hole any deeper, get any more crazy, or make this controversy surrounding her all the more intriguing and just like a fun thing to watch, she goes on yet another schizo posting tirade on Twitter, jumping in between somewhat addressing the controversy surrounding her, while also, just posting random stuff and a means to, it looks like fish for compliments. We're going to go ahead and dive into Eliza Blue's latest schizo threads here on The Breakdown. Hey, this is Greg Hoyt from The Breakdown. If you're new here and checking out the channel on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter at GregHoytLET. Anyway, let's get on to the video. At this point, I don't think Eliza Blue really needs that much of an introduction for some of my stable viewers, but if you're new here and you want to get caught up, I've got an amalgamation of videos related to Eliza Blue. I'll put the links in the description so that way you can kind of be brought up to speed. It is certainly a wild ride because this lady has just a laundry list of controversies pertaining to largely her getting creators deplatformed and hitting them with frivolous content ID claims and all sorts of stuff. But then there's also the tidbit associated with her appearing to appropriate the identity of a trafficking victim, which there's just a lot of suspect aspects associated with her numerous contradictory reiterations of her alleged trafficking experiences throughout the past couple decades. That being said, on the last video that I did about Eliza Blue, I mentioned, and I believe that she was taking some sort of like a Twitter break. She was bleeding subscribers, tens of thousands of subscribers, in light of the controversy surrounding her. And so she dropped this one weird post like around February 10th, saying that, she was going to be pursuing her love story, and she hadn't posted for several days after that, which was completely out of character for her. Now, if Eliza Blue had any common sense or anything like that, she probably would have remained quiet for a long time, maybe several weeks, possibly a few months. But nope, apparently she couldn't stay away from Twitter, which is ostensibly her largest platform, the one where she has the most reach, the most influence, I guess you could say. Well, whatever influence she had, back in the day on Twitter, she flushed it down the toilet. But still, nonetheless, she decided to go on a schizo posting thread the last couple of days, so let's go ahead and dive into that. On February 19th, Eliza Blue posted, "I hope that everyone heading to the anti-war rally has a wonderful day today and stays safe. I'm sending love. Please keep your eyes open for COINTELPRO and provocateurs," which she then shared a Wikipedia article pertaining to counterintelligence programs. Call me crazy, but I get the feeling that Eliza Blue is kind of dipping her toes in the proverbial water to see if she can, find a new grift, because clearly adopting the identity of a purported human trafficking victim, survivor, whatever, that didn't work out for her in the long run, as evidenced of what has transpired over the past month and a half, give or take. So maybe she's trying to see like, hey, maybe I can do this kind of anti-war type of persona. Maybe she's thinking that she can be that type of individual. I'm sorry, I just don't see that working. Even if she is like trying to attain that sort of grift, it's just not going to work. The cat is out of the bag. She's already been ID'd as this weird, goofy grifter that has this weird ability to not only reinvent her identity, but then also code switch when necessary. When you take into consideration, her efforts to be the scene girl as Eliza Cuts, and then she reverts back to her married name even though she was already divorced, using Eliza Seep to kind of be this perhaps a next American Idol. And then she adopts that Eliza Knows moniker, where for some reason or another she, conjured up this black scent and became this kind of Chicago video girl. And then, as we all know, she becomes Eliza Blue and is suddenly a survivor of human trafficking, getting spots on the Epoch Times, Daily Wire, and an amalgamation of podcasts just fronting this identity, which was called into question after people found this long storied history of her different names and her long spanning career on the internet, which, once again, it just kind of comes into conflict with this purported trafficking experience that she underwent. But nonetheless, I don't think she's going to be able to successfully pull off another Eliza grift, especially on Twitter. And since myself and a handful of other YouTube content creators have already covered this stuff, her grifting is pretty much toast. Just like Candace Owens said, she should just go get a job somewhere and just be a regular person. On February 20th, Eliza wrote, "Somehow my mother is more beautiful to me every day. I'm in awe of her." So I don't know if there's any significance between Eliza Blue and her mother with respect to February 20th, but my suspicion is that this was a tactful posting on Twitter to really fish for compliments. Basically, every other time that she was posting anything that maybe hinted at the controversy that was boiling up pertaining to her suspected grift and, sketchy story and the Shane Cashman article trilogy, anytime she posted anything like that, she was getting a huge blowback in the replies, in the quote tweets, and all that stuff. So I'm thinking she thought, well, if she just says something nice about her mom in a random post, maybe she'll get love bombed in the comments. Nope, that didn't happen. She still got called out. Dare I say, Eliza Blue, we're going to call that a failed experiment. I believe in free speech, even when you are using it in a negative way against me. I believe in a free press, even when you are using it in a negative way against me. The alternative leads to tyranny. I also have a right to freedom of association, as do you. That means that I don't have to listen to what you have to say. You can keep talking, but I can choose to walk away. This way, both of us keep our freedom. Okay, that shit is just laughable. The fact that Eliza Blue is saying she believes in free speech, even though she went on this crusade back in late January, early February, where she was like content ID striking stuff on YouTube. She was having people deplatformed off of Twitter for sharing screenshots of a publicly available music video she appeared in that had been up on YouTube for like 6 or 7 years. So her assertion that she is pro-free speech, that's just some Billy Jack bullshit. However, I think this schizo posting by Eliza also addresses something else that has been transpiring over the past 48 hours. That being, a lot of Eliza Blue's critics on Twitter have been getting blocked by her. Now, she would block a periodic person here and there, so on and so forth, but the amount of blocks that were getting doled out in the past 24 to 48 hours were insane. To be quite frank, I'm surprised I haven't been blocked yet, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be coming sometime soon. But there's literally like a who's list of individuals who have been critical in disseminating information about Eliza Blue that, doesn't necessarily put her in a positive light. And so she appears to be blocking these individuals, but I've also noticed she's blocking randos who comment, maybe rude, crude, or critical things of her in any of her recent posts. Also on February 20th, Eliza posted on Twitter, "National divorce was trending all day and I can't say anything because I'm supposed to be on my best behavior because I was just fake canceled for a month online." Okay, let me set the record straight. Eliza Blue was neither fake canceled nor was she officially canceled. All Eliza Blue underwent was online criticism. Alright, dealing with mean comments or having videos posted about you that are critical of your actions, that's not being canceled. That is called facing maybe a PR crisis at best, but that is not being canceled. Being canceled is when somebody finds himself ostracized and excluded from key critical aspects of like the realm of social networking, as well as the economic system, insofar as people not being able to use stuff like Uber or Lyft or Airbnb. They get their PayPal canceled. They get debanked. They get fired from their job. That is what being canceled is. Facing criticism is not synonymous to cancellation. What Eliza Blue has been enduring, roughly over the past month, is nowhere near a cancellation. What she's been enduring is a lot of criticism. She's been getting a lot of pushback, getting a lot of questions about her past, and having to face the reality that a lot of people aren't buying her story or bullshit anymore. On February 21st, Eliza posted, "Previously, I was extremely accessible to many to communicate privately. This was very helpful, and I'm grateful for that period of time. Things have changed a bit. I'm no longer in a season where I can be accessible to many. My direct contact information has changed. If we are close, I'll reach out to you eventually with new contact information. Request that we speak on the phone to avoid fakes and scammers. Ask me a detail that only I would know. Twitter DMs are no longer a good way to get a hold of me. Please don't DM any personal information to me. Please don't ask folks who you think that I'm friendly with to contact me. I'm sending you all love. I'm grateful for this new season. So it's official. Eliza Blue is sending out the signal, she's sending out the wire, letting everybody know that it's time for her to change her identity. She's swapping out her numbers, she's not going to be answering her DMs, all that good stuff. She's going to try to reinvent herself. But again, that's going to be damn near impossible if she still intends to use that, bastardized Twitter profile that everybody knows is attached to a grifter. But what's all the more hilarious is that she exclaimed that she used to be extremely accessible, which some folks have already pointed out that is also a lie. Take, for instance, the great man Blueanon pointed out in a December 2022 post that Eliza Blue put up herself showing screenshots of her own cell phone, like, reading text messages. It showcased that she had over 600 unread text messages. Call me crazy, but that is the antithesis of somebody being extremely accessible if they're leaving hundreds of messages unread. And then you have other people in the comments section responding to this post, pointing out that survivors of sex trafficking and sexual abuse had been trying to reach out to Eliza Blue during the period in which she was still being trusted for her alleged trafficking survivor story. And these people were saying that these people reached out, they got no contact back, and Eliza had been spinning the story, not just in that last post, but for months on end, presenting herself as though she was some kind of olive branch for survivors of sex trafficking, where she would get in cahoots with people and help them get out of the lifestyle and help them get away from their abusers. But apparently, people had tried to legitimately reach out to her and could never get a hold of her. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much a long and short of it with respect to Eliza's latest schizo posting fiasco. Let me know in the comments what you think about the shenanigans. Where do you think she's going to go? She's going to potentially do, whether or not you agree with me, she's kind of dipping her toes in the water to be maybe an anti-war figure or something like that. But whatever it is, I highly suspect she's going to at least make an attempt, whether it's futile or not, to reinvent that identity. But please go ahead and comment your thoughts and let me know your predictions, because as we know, this can go in any number of directions. Anyway, that was the breakdown. Peace.